your hand if your first option is you. Okay. So if you are taking the first option, you still continue to wash your clothes. Anybody pick the first option? Continue. You are continue. You know rain gonna pour very very heavy, yeah? But you still continue to wash your
Like
clothes.
a shower too.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, you're washing clothes. The second one, you're considered, okay, there are quite a number. I see 500 people raising his hand. Okay, 500, yes, a lot, right? And the second one, so who is picking the second option? The second option, so you are considering washing it, but then you are expecting maybe rain will not pouring today, yeah? Only one? Oh, two, okay, so you are aga-aga, yeah? Then the third one, we'll still continue, no need to wash, just enjoy my backpacking activities, just stay lazy, then drink coffee, then okay, just look into the rain while having kind of good discussion with the team. Anybody? The third one? The third one? 1, 2, 3. Third one. I don't think everybody is raising their hand, yeah? So who doesn't want to raise his hand? Please raise your hand. Because I don't see anybody, everybody's raising the hand, and I'm now asking the who doesn't want. Okay. So the first one, of course, Rahul, based on the psychologists that I read, they tend to be know everything. They said, you are too uptight. If you continue and sleep, of course, you are too uptight. You know the rain will pour very, very heavy. Then you still continue to wash. What happened with your clothes? It's still wet. Then you will not be able to wear anything. Then you completely naked. Okay. Then the second one is think, okay, you can handle a bit on the stress on the life, yeah. And the third one is the best one based on this psychologist. Then they say, you are very good in handling stress. You know that the rain will pouring very heavy, then you still continue life without that feeling and pressure on you. Okay, thank you very much. Big applause to you who attended the survey. So without further delay, so our speaker today will
That is so wonderful. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, turn to the partners on your one side. I don't know whether it's the left side or right side, you decide. Give them a big high five and say, thank you for being here this morning. Very good. Now turn to the partner on the other side and tell them you need to be here this morning. Alright, fantastic. Please give yourselves a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. I was actually telling Elmi, you know Elmi, 9 o'clock in the morning, initially it was 8:30, yeah? 8:30 in the morning, Elmi, after a Saturday night, people are going to be having, you know, they're still tired, yeah? Some people who went drinking, they might be a bit having hangovers. I say you should be putting a prettier face in front of the audience first thing in the morning, but you put me down here. I doubted whether anybody is going to be here, but thank you all for turning up. I really appreciate it. Touched my heart. I guess it's not so much for me, but I hope it's because the topic resonates with all of you on how to be a better communicator. The summit, this regional business summit, has been running since Friday. We have heard an entire host of speakers, panelists, guests, experts talking on various different topics, and sitting in the audience for the past couple of days, I have been showering in this blessing, in this gift of being in the presence and company of individuals who are such wonderful human beings first, and then wonderful communicators and storytellers. So thank you very much, Almi, for putting this together and for having me here. Ladies and gentlemen, when you are in the company of such fantastic communicators and you are asked to run a section on how to be a good communicator, it's a bit stressful. But I am going to try. And what I did yesterday when I went back was to the room, I actually asked myself, hey, let's not do the run-of-the-mill thing of telling people the very basic fundamentals or trying to teach people what to do. Because as speakers and trainers, we try to get into that mode sometimes, we try to teach. I guess the idea is not to teach, but what I'm going to do with you today is I'm going to share with you my observations for the past 2 days at the summit alone. When I'm interacting with people, I'm going to crystallize for you the best practices that I have seen. Is that okay for you guys? Yes? So what I am going to tell you is what I have learned from you. Okay? And I think the good thing about that is sometimes we do a lot of things right, but we do it unknowingly, we do it unconsciously, and then when it's brought to our awareness, we can now keep replicating over and over again at a more conscious level. So that's going to be my aim for the next 20 minutes. 20 minutes is what I have, I think. Yeah. Or 5 minutes. 20 minutes, okay. So in the next 20 minutes, that's what I'm going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, communication is one of the most important skill sets that one can learn and master in life. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
The whole idea of communication, the root word for communication is commune, to build communities. We can only coexist with one another peacefully, in harmony, in support of one another, do the wonderful work that we are doing, love, give, share, access, compassion and kindness, express our feelings for one another, come together, collaborate, care and exchange and share, only when we are able to communicate, to express ourselves effectively and in a manner that resonates with people, connects with people, and therefore bring people together. And the inability to communicate will always keep us isolated. It's going to keep us, our ideas, our opinions, our thoughts, our products, our services only to ourselves, which is not going to benefit anyone else. So as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as networkers, as professionals, as career people, if you want to find success in life, and how many of you want to find success in life? Can I see a show of hands, please? That's a very quiet show of hands. Give me a yes if you want to be successful. Do you want to be successful?
Yes.
Communicating to the universe is like throwing a ball to a wall. The harder you throw, the faster it bounces back to you. So if you want something in life, the louder you shout it out to the universe, the faster it comes back to you. Do you want to be successful in life?
Yes.
Fantastic. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be successful in life, you need to learn how to communicate, because to find success, you need to find people who are going to help you discover that success. There's nobody who becomes successful on their own. Name me any successful person. Mark Zuckerberg, Richard Branson, Bill Gates, the late Steve Jobs, they all became successful because they had enough people who believed in their vision, their ideas, their thoughts, their opinions, their products, and helped them become that successful. Show me any successful person, I'll show you a giant that became a giant by standing on the shoulders of many other people. And the way that you connect with people is through relationships, by building good relationships. So the quality of your life, the quality of your success is determined by the quality of your relationships, and the quality of your relationships is determined by the quality of your conversations or the narrations, the stories and the communications that you have with the people around you. Can we all agree on that? Yes? So ladies and gentlemen, in that case, then how do we communicate to build great relationships so that we can now define great success? There is a AAA rating standard for communication. What rating? What rating? There's a AAA rating in communication. How do you become a AAA rated communicator? You practice 3 A's. How many A's? 3 A's. The first A, ladies and gentlemen, is to appreciate and acknowledge, or rather acknowledge and appreciate. The first A is a 2-part A, is to acknowledge and to appreciate. If you want to become a good communicator, and what I have observed for the past couple of days is this: every single person that has stood here and shared with you a wonderful exercise that they have done, or a wonderful mission that they are on, or a wonderful project that they are embarking on, they have all done one thing. They have always first acknowledged that there is a problem, and then they have appreciated the fact that there can be a solution. You need to acknowledge first, and you need to then appreciate. So as good communicators, you need to do that. Remember, Mr. Budi yesterday shared with us the same thing as well. A lot of entrepreneurs forget that. Richard told us that yesterday as well, that you need to do your research. End of the day, your solutions are only as good as your problems. When you are able to acknowledge the people around you for who they are, you are able to acknowledge the situation that you are in for what it is, you are able to acknowledge the circumstances that people are dealing with for what it really is about, then you can now come to appreciate the fact that these people may have some potential, there might be some avenues, there might be some opportunities, there might be possibilities, and then you can build your communication messages around them. Are you with me?
Yes.
So first you learn to acknowledge, it goes beyond the situation and circumstances. Just think about this. You are at a party, and you see somebody that you know, and you walk right past that person, but you do not acknowledge that person. Is that a recipe for disaster?
Yes, for sure.
What do you think is the message that's going to go around after that? This person very sombong. Very arrogant, this person, right? This person is so arrogant, he will know me, but he walk past me, never acknowledge. People want to be acknowledged. One. Number two, people also want to be appreciated. Can you appreciate the goodness in everybody else? Because if you communicate to the appreciation of people's goodness in them, people's potential in them, people's positivity in them, then you are going to have a very positive communication. But if you start appreciating the negativities about people, then what are you going to be communicating? And do you want to communicate to positive people, or do you want to communicate with negative people? Positive people. So ladies and gentlemen, make it a practice to acknowledge people first. Acknowledge who they are, what they are doing, acknowledge their presence first. And then start by showing some appreciation towards them. Can we do that?
Yep.
One of the best keys of appreciation is to do what? Give compliments. When was the last time you have received a compliment? Have you received a compliment today?
Yes.
How many of you received a compliment today? So I see a show of hands? Very good. How many of you did not receive a compliment today? Okay, never mind. Everybody stand up, please. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Quickly go around, compliment 5 people, come back to your seat. Okay, ready? Get set. Not at your table, go to other tables. Ready? Get set. Go.
Appreciate you coming here. I'm sure you're going to benefit tremendously from this.
It's nice to meet you as well.
Yeah. Beautiful family you've got. Thank you very much.
Okay, see ya.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, can I please invite you back to your seats, please? Because we're only at 20 minutes. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, can I please invite you back to your seats? Thank you very much. The key here is attention. Have any one of you gotten married by not giving attention to your spouses? Has any one of you remained married by not giving attention to your spouses? So the key here is attention. Every relationship, whether it's a personal relationship or a professional relationship or a business relationship, it is based upon attention. The more attention you pay to your customers, to your friends, to your colleagues, to your stakeholders, to your bosses, to your collaborators, to your family, to your friends, the more attention you give to them, the more you discover about them, the more you learn about them, the more common ground you establish with them, the more commonalities you establish with the people around you, the more points that you have to connect with them, to build bridges with them. Strong relationships are the ones that has got a lot of pathways into that relationship, a lot of bridges into that relationship. Why? So that if one bridge collapses, there are still other bridges to their hearts. Are you with me? So major brands understand that. They take effort to actually connect with their communities at many different levels, not just through their products and services, but getting involved in social responsibility projects, by being facilitators for community development and upliftment, by providing learning opportunities to the people in the community, by spreading messages of positivity. There are many, many things that brands today are doing, so that just in case, by mistake, one of their packaging of potato chips had a strand of hair inside it, somebody decided to put it up on Facebook and said they avoid and ignore this brand because they are unhygienic, there will be 300 other people on that page who are going to say, hey, it might have been a mistake because this brand cares about us and they would not have done this intentionally. You earn the power of goodwill, and that is also the essence of communication. Yeah? So communicate with people at different levels, pay attention to what people's needs are. A lot of speakers have spoken about gratitude and compassion, about giving. The biggest gift you can give to the people in today's day and age is your time and attention, is your presence. It's about being there for them. Zai yesterday in her talk talked about how she received one phone call from somebody asking for a bit of a time, and at the end of the conversation, this person told her, thank you for talking to me because right before this, I was contemplating suicide. And now that you've spoken to me, I feel better. Right? So all that people need is the biggest gift because we don't have enough people willing to listen to us, but we have a lot to say. Every human being has a lot to say because they think a lot, they feel a lot, they have opinions, they have ideas, but they don't have enough people to hear them out. So one of the biggest gifts you can give to the people around you as a starting point is a gift of attention, a gift of presence, to simply be there. You don't have to say anything if you have nothing to say, but hear them. After hearing them, acknowledge what they have said and show appreciation for what they have shared. Go back to the first aid. Are you with me? So attention, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So the next time you talk to a person, don't just hear them, listen to them. Listen to them. Because when you're able to be present in that moment with a person, when you're paying attention to a person, you are now listening. What's the difference between hearing and listening? When you're hearing someone, you're basically hearing so that you can now reply. With the intention to reply. You hear with the intention to reply. But when you're listening to someone, you are listening with all your possible senses, right? You're paying attention to them not only with your ears, but also with your eyes. You're observing them. You're picking up the little nuances, the little micro expressions that they have in their conversations, their body language, their posture, their gestures, the tonality of their words, and not just their words, the context. You're trying to interpret their intentions as clearly as you possibly can. And then when you listen at that level, you're no longer listening just to reply, but you're listening to understand, to internalize. And with that, you are now able to build deeper connections. So try to understand the people around you by paying attention. So the first A was acknowledge and appreciate. The second A is give attention. The third A, ladies and gentlemen, is authenticity. All your communication has to be authentic. It has to be you. We can smell a lie, we can smell fakeness from a mile away. Unfortunately or fortunately, we have that ability to do so. So authenticity is key, because when you truly communicate from a level of authenticity, from a space of authenticity, and you are you are automatically going to become a lot more believable, a lot more credible. Can you imagine a car salesman who does not like his own car, but trying to sell you that car? He's not going to be passionate about it, he's not going to be enthusiastic about it, he's not going to be convincing enough, because he's never going to get it right. But when you truly believe in what you are saying, when you're coming from a space of authenticity with what you're communicating, you automatically become more credible, more believable, and therefore people trust you. And when people trust you, they're willing to do business with you. Right? The entire world of business operates on the basis of trust. Where there is no trust, there is no synergy, there is no collaboration, there is no relationship, therefore no business happens. And how do you establish trust? By being authentic, because when you're authentic, there is a science and recipe to authenticity. There's two things you need to do to be authentic. You need to be congruent, you need to be consistent. Right? Now what do you need to do to be congruent? Congruency is a 4-step process. When I think, feel, do, and say in alignment. When my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, and my words are in alignment, they are synchronized. They are congruent with one another. And I do that consistently. Now I have authenticity. A lot of times we don't have that. We say things for the sake of saying it, but we may not necessarily feel that way about it. Or we may not necessarily think that way about it. Or our actions do not correlate to what our words are. I might say that, hey, I care for you, but when you fall sick, I'm the first out of the door because I do not want to be really your caretaker. My words and my actions are no longer in alignment. So if you want to be authentic, you have to make sure your thoughts, the emotions triggered by those thoughts, the actions inspired by those emotions, and the words to express those thoughts, emotions, and actions have to all be in alignment. They have to be in synergy. When you do that, and you do that consistently all the time, you're developing a personal brand called authenticity. And the personal brand of authenticity is the best brand you can develop, because when people know you for who you are, and they know that that's the authentic you, they know that they can now trust you. But when people don't know you, when you have a different pattern, you have a different message, you have a different approach, you have a different attitude towards different people all the time, people don't really know who you are. Because a lot of times you hear that, hey, you got to customize your approach to different people. I agree. You can be a chameleon, but you have to also, a chameleon is also consistent, right? A chameleon is consistent in the fact that it will camouflage into all its surroundings. It consistently camouflages. So you know that there's one trait about the chameleon that you can be confident about, you can trust enough about. So what is your consistency? What is your authenticity? What do you use to define your authentic factor? Because when you communicate from a space of authenticity, people trust you, they feel good about you. So it's a triple A rating because of the 3A process. Acknowledge and appreciate, pay attention, and be authentic. That's all you need to do. When you do these 3 things, everything else, your messaging, your tonality, your body language, all falls into place. Do you need to be a language expert to be a good communicator? No. You never have to be proficient in a language. The simplest of words, the simplest of sentences can connect at the deepest levels of human beings around you. Right? What people want to know is, what people want to connect with is your heart and your message. You do not want to connect with your words. Words are easy to misinterpret. But your emotions, your thoughts, your intentions, that is what defines how well you can communicate with the people around you. So ladies and gentlemen, forget everything else that I shared with you today. Just remember these 3 things. Alright? Just 3 things. Acknowledge and appreciate, pay attention, be authentic. Thank you very much.
Good presentation for the 3 A's: acknowledge and appreciation, attentiveness, and authenticity. I really thank you for all this presentation. Do I look like very attentive? Yes. Thank you very much. So, it was really, I really appreciate about it. So I don't fake it here.
I feel it.
Okay, I tried to fake it to make it, how can you say? What was it yesterday? Fake it to make it, yeah? Maybe I fake it too many times that I can make it, yeah? But anyway, this is my true inspiration for the communication session this morning. So without further delay, I would like to call the next presenter that will deliver the confession of a serial networker. So it seems like a confession. I ever watched a kind of movies. Do you know the movie Confession of the... Yeah, Shopaholics, yeah, Confession of the Shopaholics, yeah. I should ask the ladies because normally ladies like to shop, yeah. So normally the husband just pay the bills, no problem. But I believe these ladies will bring and enlighten us with the confession of the serial networker. Let's give a big applause to Miss Lily Makamwa. So she's a founder of Alim Kids and a senior leader of the Root Warmers. Yeah. Please.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me wait for our video setup. Video team. Got my cheerleaders here. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizer, Madam Elmi, and also Root Warmers for giving me a chance to share with you my story today. So the title that I chose was Confessions of a Serial Networker. I'm sure you've heard the story about serial killer, serial entrepreneur, right? So because our topic today is more on networking, so I would like to share with you my experience, how I grew my business and leveraging on network. Okay, my story, I was born in Kuching, Sarawak. So I was there and I went to school there. After my secondary school, I got a scholarship to go to the US and do my studies, which was in computer engineering. So after I graduated, I got offered job offers to be an engineer. So my first chapter of my life was my journey as an engineer. And then the second chapter was, that was a crossroad in my life, where I need to make certain choices. And chapter 3 was the enlightenment, when I found out what was the purpose of my life and where was the direction that I would like to bring my life to, and that was my journey as an entrepreneur. Okay. Okay. So let's go to chapter 1, the engineer. It's quite a short journey, so to speak, because I started working in 1993, tells you how old I am, in a company called Motorola Malaysia, Sdn. It was a multinational company, so I worked there. When I started working, of course, I have this ambition to be, work your way up the corporate ladder, be successful, and then retire when it's time for you to retire. Then I met my husband in 1996, also working in Motorola. No, I met him earlier, but we got married in 1996. And in 97, I got my first child. So when I had my first child, I knew there was something more in life than just working. So that was where I reached chapter 2, which was the crossroad. And I think for a lot of us as mothers, we'll come to a point when we decided which one would we like to go to. Pursue the career or the family, right? So for me, the search was, how can I have more time with my family, yet have a career that I still love? Because I knew that in my life, I can give more, okay? So I still want to have that balance. But it was not an easy search, because you're stuck between financial needs and family needs and also your own career. So that was where the enlightenment came in. How did it came about was one day in 2001, it's like reading a history book at a bookstore. Now in KL there was one big bookstore that was just opened. It was Mid-Valley Mega Malls MPH, and at that time Mid-Valley was the biggest mall in KL. So we went there, and there were a lot of books for children. So my children were 4 years old and 2 years old at that time. So then I was looking for books for them. I said, hey, how about looking for books about Islamic values? Because they are at that age where we start to introduce, about stories from the Quran, about Islamic values. And I went there and I searched. And I could not find good Islamic books for children. There were books, of course, for adults, and there were books for children, but they were not meant for young children. So that was my mission. I had a mission to make learning about Islam fun for children. Because at that time, when you talk about religious education, it's always been something very strict, something very much, you're very scared. So we said, how come? How can we teach children all these values if it's not something that they like? It's not something fun for them. So that was my mission. So my first mission was to find children-friendly Islamic books and make a business out of it. But there were some questions I need to answer. One, where can I find the books? Because I could not find them at MPH bookstore, obviously. And secondly, how can I sell them? Because I was an engineer, I never had any business background. My family members are all working, civil servants. No, nobody was in business. So I was like, Am I ready to go into this business world? So, but I said, let's just give it a try. So where to find the books? At this time, remember, it's 2001. There was no Wi-Fi. People did not have smartphones. Internet wasn't, you had to put in this cable or dial-ups, and not everybody had internet connection. But I was lucky because I got into this network, an online network of mothers. And at that time, usually the ones who are connected on the internet were mothers from the US, from the UK. So I asked them where to find this kind of books. And I got connected with a few publishers and distributors in the US, in the UK, even India, Indonesia, and Singapore, and very few in Malaysia. So, but we got them, okay? But we got them because we have small budget. So we just got maybe like 10 titles, each title about 10 pieces, just to try out the market. The next question was, okay, these are some examples of the books that I'm talking about. They're very colorful, they have board books, they have hardcover, and at that time in Malaysia, you cannot find this in the market. So we were the first one to bring this kind of books to the Malaysian market. The second question was how to sell them. Because we did not have a big capital, so we could not afford to rent a shop, we could not afford to hire staff. So what did we do? Because me and my partner, this time I got a partner who was also my colleague, we were both from IT background. So we decided, okay, let's develop our own website and sell it online. And remember, at this time, we had to actually code HTML. If you're old enough to know HTML, you had to find out what is the code for green, okay, to type it in. So it was a very basic website. Just have the picture, you cannot even do online commerce, there's nothing like that. It's just static pages. Okay, but we managed to do it. And so we have the website. But how do people know about us? Again, at this time, if you're online, you're virtually like non-existent. Because nobody can see you, like where's your shop? It's somewhere online. So our question was, how do we market this? Because no point for you to have a good product, a good service, but nobody knows about it. You're not going to make any money out of it, right? So you need a marketing plan. So when we look back, okay, our website was called Umiku Sayang at that time. So we want to be connected to our customers. But how do we get there? And the question was answered by this realization, that your customers are people. At the end of the day, you are dealing with people. So you must know how to get to people. And you need people to connect you to people. And this is what we call a network. Okay? So customers, they are people, and network are people that can connect you to more customers. Some fundamentals about customers. First, you start with people you know. That's easy, right? If you have something to sell, you go to your family, you go to your cousins, neighbors, people that you know, and say, hey, look, I have this product, come and buy it from me. Easy. The second level is, you ask these people that you know to tell them about what you have, and hopefully these people will buy. It's a bit harder than the first level, right? But the third one, this is the hardest one. You want to ask people that you don't know to buy from you. It's like, wow, who are these people? But this, number 3, is the toughest, but it's the most important for your growth. Because we don't know everybody, right? So we need the people that don't know us to actually know about us and buy from us. So if you can tackle this, if you can get into the minds and the wallet of these people, you can make your business. So that was where my networking journey began. Because I realized I cannot do it alone. I cannot rely on my network, the people that I know. I need to reach out to more people for them to know about my business. And that's when Chapter 4 comes in as an entrepreneur. And we got connected to our first network via Yellow Pages. Okay, this is really like ancient, so for the new people here, like, what on earth is Yellow Pages? Right? And that's why you cannot Google how to get this thing. Yeah. But we found our way, right? We managed to find people that we need to know. So the first thing that we thought, I think a lot of entrepreneurs have this mindset, the first thing you need for business is capital. we need funding, you need some money. So me and my partner said, okay, let's find out what are the network organizations out there and see if they have any funding for entrepreneurs. Okay, so we made our first call. And the first call led us to Peniagawati. It's a women NGO. So we called them and said, oh, you know, we have this website, we're selling things, books online. We'd like to know if you have any funding for entrepreneurs. So the chairperson at that time, she said, oh, we don't have any funding, but we were invited by TV3 to talk about women entrepreneurs and IT. And since you're we don't have many members doing IT, so since you guys call us, would you like to be on the interview as well? So we're like, okay, right? I mean, there's a chance that you want to grab, and we were not even members yet. It was just a phone call. And she said, you know, but it's another 2 days. So we're like, okay. And the thing is, we were still working in Motorola at that time, so we had to take emergency leave for half day. And she said, can we do it at your office? And we're like, okay, the office is at my house. So we said, okay, you know. So we had to go to my house, set up one home office at one of the rooms, and get ready for the crew to come. So within the next 2 days, we had TV3 crew coming to my house during the interview and interviewing us about our business. It's more of about how IT and women and business correlate together. But that was our first break. And the most interesting part about this was, it was that realization of, we need to get into a network. So you never know who knows who. That has always been the mantra when you talk about networking. Because some people say, no need to network, you know, it's a waste of time. But you don't know who knows who. So this has been a testimony of how important it is for you to network. So Peniagawati itself, it connected us to more than 100 members, women entrepreneurs. And one of the members in the network also connected us to another entrepreneur network, which was BNI, Business Network International. And this is an international networking group. And from here, I learned a lot of the basic networking skills that I needed for my business. So how has it helped my business? Okay, through all the referrals, introduction, we got connected to schools, kindergartens for our books. So we were also interviewed. This was my first newspaper interview, right? At that time, look at the title, it said, Dayang Willy jual buku agama melalui internet. This is 2001, and 2001, 2002. So it was like such a big thing. Who would have thought about selling things on the internet, selling buku agama somewhere, you know, it's like, oh, something really new. And my son here, he was 5 years old. He will be 21 this year. So you can imagine how old this is, right? And we had our magazines interviewing us. The lifestyle that I had, which was working from home, setting up a business from home, also got media coverage from on TV, newspapers, and there was even an award that they did about being a best-selling working mom award. So we were featured in the Star, talking about home-based, you know. So it was a big deal at that time because really, internet was such a foreign thing, an alien thing at that time. But we were there pioneering the way for other entrepreneurs to do their home-based business. So that was how, through the network that I had, through the experience that I have, we got all this media coverage. We got people talking about us, and it helped boost our business further. And we were featured also on TV, Dutch Lady 123. So by 2005, we had resellers all over Malaysia selling our books. Because people read about us, saw us on TV and say, hey, these are good books. We would like to be part of it. So we created reseller programs. So we have it, so you want to get our books, you can buy from our resellers nearer to you. And we have created an online community of mothers. Because another thing that we realize is, if you are in business, it's not enough to just have a business for you. You need to also help out others. And building a community is one of the best ways. Because you learn from them, you find out from them what are the problems that they are facing, which you as a business can also help solve. So at this time we had over 4,000 members, and our members were all over the world. And mostly they were Malaysians, either they're residing in the US or in the Middle East, but they were Malaysian mothers. And we also have some Singaporean mothers and fathers also joining us in the Yahoo group. And we continue to be involved in more network. At this time, we have WENA, which is Women Entrepreneur Network. So we keep on continuing our networking, because to me, I believe it's not enough to just be, okay, you have the network, business is okay, and stop. Okay, we never stop networking. So by 2006, we realized that, okay, maybe now it's time for us to expand our business and have a retail outlet. So we created this, we opened up actually a shop called Umi Kusayang, where we have items from breastfeeding, maternity, children's education, books. So it's like a one-stop center for Muslim mothers. And from books, we also developed an educational program called Playgroups. And in 2008 until 2012, we have about 12 playgroups all over Malaysia running the playgroup, and we offered it on a licensing basis, where they pay us royalty for the children who join them. And one of our playgroups was in Chicago, USA. We had some mothers in the community. They were doing playgroups at the mosque. So they were looking for playgroups with Islamic values that they can use for the children. So in 2010, we rebranded our business. Now we want to focus more on children. So there was no more calling Umi Kusayang, but it's now Alim Kids. And we have our bookshop. So we grew from a business online to a retail outlet to licensing our program. But what's next? At this juncture, I could have said, okay, I'm very comfortable. The business is okay, doing well. I could have stopped networking. I could have said, well, just, go with the flow and enjoy the ride. But somebody said this to me. Somebody said this to me. And this was Madam Camellia. She told me, you have the X factor, you need to discover what it is. And when she said it to me, I was like, I need to find that. I know I can do more than what I have now. So thanks to her, she introduced me to Root Warmers. And this was 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago. And at that time, Root Warmers was really like basic, we didn't have SOP, we didn't know how to train people. But she told me, be one of the leaders. And that was when my realization that in business, you need networking plus marketing. What I have done before was networking. So the business was growing well, but like if you remember Pak Budi's presentation yesterday, he mentioned there's horizontal and vertical business, right? Horizontal is when you are with the same industry. So I was doing well horizontally, but there was no added value in terms of the vertical. So in Root Warmers, we learned on how to leverage on networking for them to market our business. And marketing with a system. Okay, that's what makes Root Warmers different. It's not just, if you like my business, you tell about to others. No, it has a system. So, what happened to my business? I'm sorry. Through applying the training that we had on marketing, on business and personal development, our Alim Kids, we licensed it as an children enrichment center, and we opened 5 locations by 2016, alhamdulillah. And through Root Warmers Network, we launched another business, which was called MICF, or Malaysia Islamic Children's Fair. And the partners for this business were my fellow Root Warmers Network. So because in Root Warmers, you get to know other entrepreneurs who are like-minded, who knows the importance of marketing and who knows how to do marketing. And we have a level of trust with each other. So we set up MICF in 2013. So it's a yearly event where we have exhibition, we have booth, activities for children. So I'm showing you some of the pictures. So we get competition for the children. We have kindergarten participation. So in a way, it also helped my Alim Kids business because it opened up my business to more networks, more people, more industries, not just in education, but in wellness, in fashion, everything related to children. Okay, we have even archery. Okay, we even bring mascots to come to the event. So we have done this this is going to be our 6th year. So these are just some of the flyers that we've done, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. 2017, and this year, inshallah, on 30th November until 2nd December, we're going to have it at the Masjid Wilayah Jalan Duta, Kuala Lumpur. And we welcome all of you who would like to know more about what we do and also what are the latest things for your children. You can come and join us. Even if you want to open a booth, we also have that opportunity. And our biggest achievement in that company was in 2016, Karangcraft, the largest publishing company in Malaysia, invested in our company because they saw the potential of tapping into this new market to also help with their business. So this was the biggest achievement because never before in our company that we had investors pumping in capital to help us grow the business. And we got newspaper coverage about the event, and also TV. Yeah, we appear on TV to share about MICF. We were even interviewed. They even did a live coverage, meaning during the 12 o'clock news, they actually had a lintas langsung to the event to show on TV. And this was when we were at WIF Jakarta. I was interviewed by CNN Indonesia. And being at WIF was also through the network that I had, which was through Root Warmers. Otherwise, I would have never thought I would be at an international exhibition and be interviewed by an international TV. But these are all from the network that we had. So now I'm a mom with a new mission, and my mission is to make learning about Islam fun for children all over the world. And I would like to bring Alim Kids and MICL all over the world. Some closing words, okay? When you're an entrepreneur, do not do this alone. It is tiring and slow. So some people say, it's okay, I can do it myself, I don't need to network. You can, but it will take you time. Okay? So don't do it alone. Secondly, invest in building relationships for a bigger purpose. What I mean is, sometimes when you network, it's always about you. You want to do this, you want to connect with that person for you, for your own business. But try to connect and build relationship for a bigger purpose. In our case, it's for helping children all over the world, making children learn in a more fun way. It's not just about my business. So from there, you will find opportunities to collaborate and to partner up and do bigger things than what you thought you can do. Thirdly, be ready to help others first. Because a lot of time as entrepreneurs, we always think about ourselves. It's always about me, my bank account, my business, my customers. But be willing to help others first. Then only you will see that people are more than willing to help you in your business. And fourth, you can't stop networking. Otherwise, there'll be no growth. Okay, because some people, they become very comfortable. They're in their comfort zone. They say, okay, my business is doing.
Okay, and sometimes I can't even stop talking. That's the reason why I'm going to have some of my friends over here from Root Warmers who basically going to help me and cue me when to stop. Okay, second, Ilmi also told me that we are running short of time. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to share as much as possible. If you need to know more about networking, okay, then you can meet up with me later and we can talk about this. Okay, before that, can I have everyone to stand up, please? Everyone, every single one, please. Is everybody up?
Yes.
Okay, I want to ask you one simple question. Are you here for networking?
Yes.
Okay, if you are here for networking, you're going to do this before I start my presentation. Okay? You look at the screen, it says, I am networking, right?
Yes.
So, you're going to follow me at the queue of 3. When I say 1, 2, 3, you're going to say, I am networking. Okay? We're going to do this 3 times. Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. I am networking. I am networking. I am networking. Thank you. Give yourself a hand of applause. Okay, why I do this? Because one of the things that I learned from Root Warmers, okay? If you're going to attend any talks or any presentation or you're going to do any networking, the first thing you need to do is that you need to hype up. Okay, you need to be charged, you need to be focused. These are the things that I'm going to share with you, what I've learned from root warmers on networking. Okay, before that, let me have the... And before I start my presentation, I would like to make some acknowledgement. Okay, first and foremost to Elmi, because for your info, I didn't know her before this. Okay, I already knew her. We met her as a root warmers, in fact, a root warmers event in JB, and it just struck. Through our network and our understanding, we decided to do this event in Batam. Right, Elmi? Okay, so give her a hands of applause. A loud one, please. Okay, there's a few people I want to acknowledge. The next one is someone that actually has shaped my business and my life in terms of business. Okay, and this lady, you will hear from her later. I'm going to save some of the things about the warmer for her to actually share with you. But I need to do this. Let's give hand of applause to root warmer founders, Madam Camilla. Okay, a lot of us from root warmers, we benefited from what she has taught us. Okay, she's going to share with you later. And of course, to all the warmers and all the visitors, okay, thank you very much for coming. Okay, so I'm not going to share so much about my life story, but I'm going to just share a bit of my entrepreneur journey. Okay, and the topic I'm going to share with you is that networking made easy. Right? So where I started off in business, I was once a civil servant in Singapore. Okay, I was not a business person. And where do I work? I work in prison. I'm not a prison officer, but I'm one of the staff that trained prisoners in prison for 20 years. So I met all sorts of people from different character, different thinking. So I learned from them. Okay, because our life journey is all about learning. Am I right? Yes. Okay, good. You need to interact with me because this is how I do my presentation. Okay? Because if not, you're going to sleep. Okay? So, what happens? Somehow throughout my journey, I face my own challenges. Okay? In terms of financial. So I'm going to go deep into that because I want to make sure that I deliver what I need to deliver. And because of that, I started off Smart Dad Asia. Okay, what do Smart Dad Asia do? We help everyone in Singapore that face financial problems. Okay, not in terms of financial of starting up your business, but more on the debts. People owing credit cards. People have unsecured loan. Okay, this is what I do. Through my experience, I help them to solve their problem. So the basic thing in business is to solve problems, right? Yes. So this is what I'm doing. We are solution provider. So Smart Dad Asia help Singaporeans who have debt problem. Okay, we provide them the solution how to solve the problem. So moving forward, if you see the next photo there, Q-Cleans. Q-Clean is something that I started off also to solve problems. Because when you talk about cleaning, most of us thinking that cleaning is just clean. So what we provide on Q-Cleans is that we not only provide cleaning, but we provide solution to solve the allergen and dust mite problem. Okay? And our concept of cleaning is fast dry. And for this, I want to introduce to you my partner who managing this Q-Cleans. Okay, and also the root warmers, one of the root warmers senior leader in Singapore, Madam JQ. Now, next you saw the warmers, right? Root warmers is something that I learned a lot on how to build my business. Like the earlier speaker, Madam Lily, we benefited from root warmers concept, root warmers program, root warmers training. Okay, but I'm not going to touch so much on the root warmers because I'm going to leave it to the founder to share with you. So moving forward, as you know, the topic today is what networking made easy. Is it really easy to network? How many of you think it's easy? Raise up your hand. Oh, only a handful, huh? So the rest, not easy. Those who think not easy, raise your hand. It's still a handful. The rest, neither here or there. Introvert. Well, okay, listen. When we talk about networking, we always heard this word, introvert. Right? Is it really because you are introvert that you don't know how to network? No. The last time when I started my business, when I was invited to go networking, I faced the same problems. Okay? Same problems. Until one stage I think, yeah, I'm an introvert. You know why? Because you let those words introvert in your mind. When you met with people, people tell you, hey, I'm introvert. Oh, I also introvert. And the more introvert people you met, will you be able to do networking? No. It's in your mindset. You need to shift your mindset. And this is one of the things I learned from performers. Okay? So, most of you think you are introvert. Let's look at this. This picture looks familiar? This is what we are now. And that's what I was before. Who said yeah? I heard someone say yeah. Right? True, right? I was like that before. Okay? When I started my business, I knew that I need to network. But when I turned to a networking session, I realized that I'm like that. I was thinking, who I want to talk to. I was hoping someone come and talk to me, you know. And the only best part about networking is to eat. Right? I used to think that way when I go. Okay, what I'm going to eat? Hopefully I can find good food. And most of the time, halfway through we left. Right? Even if you stay, you must understand that in every networking there must be value. But when we left, do we leave any values? No. Okay, and I said just now, if you stay also end of the day, what do you get? The value? A stack of name cards. Am I right? You can collect all name cards. After that, you go back, you have a look at the card. Okay, who I'm going to call? Will you be calling anyone? The answer no. Because why? You did not plan. Okay, how to network? Networking is a skill. Agree? It's a skill. But again, most business fail because they fail to network. So what do business people do right now? They go to social network, the IT. It's not wrong. It's right. You need that to progress. But the thing here is that you need to balance. You need the online and you need the offline. So, where do the warmers come from? The offline. Okay? If online, you're talking about Facebook, Instagram, right? So what is the offline? Networking. Right. Networking. It's just that you always think that, oh, I must go online. Okay? So, here we're going to talk about networking. Whatever thought you have right now, okay, about networking, whether you're an introvert or whether I don't know how to talk, I don't know how to introduce myself or whatsoever, stop wasting your time. Because in business, time is precious. If you keep thinking about networking the way you think today, you're not going to progress. So, what I'm going to do today, I'm going to share with you what I've learned from group owners. Okay, something may be very basic that you know, But there are certain things that I'm going to share with you that benefited me and some of my fellow warmers, okay, by start doing it right. Yeah? Okay. First thing, what is networking? Anybody want to share? Based on what you think, what is networking? Anyone? No one? Yes, sir, please.
Making business connections.
Okay, sorry sir, can you stand up? This is the basic point of networking. You must be visible. Listen, you are in the room. You stand up, you know, everybody looking at you. See? So it's a free marketing for him. Okay, sir, what is networking? To you.
Yeah. Basically, making business and social connections.
Good. Anyone else? Have a seat, sir. Anyone else? Yes, please.
Building relationships.
Okay, good. One more. Yes, Zil.
Connecting people together.
Connecting people together. Okay, good. So what is networking really? Most of you got it right. Networking is about making connection. You need to connect with people. You go online, you also need to get connected. Am I right? You go offline, you think you don't need to get connected? You need to. The difference is that online, you might not be visible. There are some online business owners who don't want to be seen. Okay? Right? They just show the picture of their product. And that's okay. The worst one, they show the picture of not their product, their flower, you know, their cat. Then they expect to get business online. It happens. Okay? But most important is visibility. Objective is to get connected. And of course, you look at that, finding out what we can do to help each other. These are other things that normally we don't understand why we network. We always think when we go for networking, we just want people to listen to us. Why? Because we always have the mindset of selling. It's all about selling. Networking is about building. Building connection. And someone mentioned, right? Relationship. Build relationship. If you go online, it's also the same. It's about building. Right? It's just that platform is different. So the keyword here is about what? Connection. And also you'll be surprised what we can do to help each other. You know, this has been the culture of the warmers. In root warmers, it's not about us first. It's about others. Okay? If you attend root warmers meeting, those who want to attend without root warmers, we always end up with our meeting. It's not about me or you, it's about others. Yes, that's root warmers. Okay. So, again, the last one you look at that. Networking is about service. What service do you provide? The help. How can I help you? Very strange, right? You start to think about networking. I must help people. It is. It is the law of the universe. When you help others, you will get help. Okay. So, again, now you know what is networking. Getting connection and build relationship, part of it. You might have purpose. Why you want to network and what do you want from networking. You look at over there, there's so many reasons people network. To find employment, to achieve goal, to find opportunity for growth, all over there. So, for all of you over here, what do you want from networking? What do you really want? Business, right? Opportunities, right? Collaboration, right? That is your purpose. And because of that, you also must know which networking event to go. That's why I said just now earlier, right? Some people go networking just to eat. It's okay, I go in, I see whether there's some people that I can get connected. If not, I just eat. But it's a waste of time. So, now here we're talking about what? Business networking. All of you are business people, right? So let's focus on business networking. Again, what is business networking? Okay, this guy, Larry James, he mentioned this which struck me. Networking is using your creative talents to help others achieve their goals. Each of us have a talent, but we must share to help each other. Okay? As you cultivate a network of people strategically positioned to support you in your goals, that's where the second part comes in, the reward. You see that? You got to help fellow business owners where you get all these people together. At the end, you achieve your goal because they're going to help you. Do you think when you help someone that someone not going to help you? How many of you think that way? Most of the time when we help people, will they help you? Yes. Not all, right? Yes, not all. But most. Will they help you? You say not all. Let me tell you right now. Let's say I help you. Will you help me? Will you help me? No. Even you say no, so it's right. You know why? Because you don't know me. Right? I can help her for some reason, but she might not want to help me. Why? Because she doesn't know me. That's where the relationship comes in. Okay? It comes together. Get the connection, connected, and build relationship. Okay? So again, it's all about helping others, and also others will help you. This is networking. And this is room warmers concept and culture. So, again, as I mentioned, now you need to attend business networking, right? So what kind of business networking do you want to attend? Social business networking? You got to be very careful. When you talk about social networking, again, you must understand. If you talk to someone from the IT side, the internet people that use internet as a marketing platform, when you talk about social networking business, they will talk about Instagram, they will talk about Facebook, right? No, it's okay, don't feel guilty. You are right to a certain extent, okay? So, it's right. But again, in the general terms, we talk about business networking. Are you going for just a social business? There's a social business network, no? That means that they come without purpose. Business owners come together, they have a thing. Hey, let's talk about business. I got 10 business friends coming. And then they come, they eat, they talk, they chit-chat. The word is chit-chat. There's no focus, there's no plan, there's no objective. But end of the day, they went back without any result. But they have fun, knowing each other. Okay. But again, it's a waste of time. So, what we want is a business networking. If you look at this picture, business networking, what do these people do? How do they behave? Are they sitting down or standing up? They stand up. They move around. They want to meet up as many people as possible. When I first learned about networking, before I knew about networking, when I came in, okay, I was like what I've seen now. I want to sit down with people I know. You know why? I feel safe. Because other people don't know my friend. They think I got so many friends, so many contacts. Actually, all are my friends. Okay? You need to move around. That is the purpose of networking. Okay? Meet up with as many people as possible. But of course, meeting up is not just meeting up. There's a lot of things to learn. Like asking the right questions. In room warmers, we train our warmers how to ask the right questions. You know, there's a term called marketing questions. There is. Okay? So, now, we're going to go into the why. The big why. Why do we network? Why do we network? You got the answer just now, right? To build relationship, and of course to get connected. Building relationship does not happen overnight. Any relationship, it takes time. Okay, you must nurture. Okay, if you are planting a seed, you must pour water. You must take care. You must look at the seed. So the same as networking. To build relationship, you must nurture. How? In call, without. Okay, this is what we call follow up. Most networking fail because they have failed to follow up. The moment we get back, we decided, I'm not going to call. You know why? Too many name cards. If you got hundreds, you don't know who to call. So I better don't call. Okay? And the name card will stay for the next 3 years. Then you look back again. I've not been calling anybody. Okay? So building relationship is important. And this again, the root warmers, okay, we are trained how to build relationship after you network. I think, if not most, some of you know this guy called Robert J. Allen. Okay? I read some of his books. He says, your network is your net worth. What is net worth? That's a value. Okay? Some call it monetize your net worth. You must understand this. Each one of you, there's a value. Okay? And how do you value your net worth? How do you value? This question to ask. Well, if you don't value it, cultivate it, nurture it, it becomes worthless. If you value it, it becomes priceless. That's the reason in business. Sometimes you heard of a story. Someone want to start up a business, looking for investor. Okay? And sometimes when you want to start business, you need capital, right? Some people can just easily get it. Right? Some, they're not able to convince the investor to put money. But some investors put because why? They build relationship. I trust you. It happens. I got a friends like that. Sometimes I was wondering how come you can get money so easily. But it's a relationship build. When you build a relationship, that means you build trust. Okay? Now, to be successful in any business, you must be an effective networker. Why we use the term effective? Anybody can just network, right? But here we're talking about being effective networker. Again, these are the things that we learn in Roomers. So, what it means by being an effective networker? When you go to any network, you look at this, I call it a cycle. It's a cycle. It's just some of the things that I think is important to share with you. You look at it on that side. First thing you need to know is to listen. Means networking is not about selling, which most of us do that. Okay? Allow others to open up and talk freely. How do we do this? This is the first major problem all of us face, including me the last time. How do you get, let's say you're engaged talking to someone, and okay, how do you get that person to open up and talk freely? How? By asking questions. I think most of you agree that some of you even don't know how to ask, what question to ask. Right? No? This is the problem. warmers, you know what we do? I just share you a bit. In every meeting, when we go for our hub, we call it our hub meeting. Before we start our meetings, we have an hour what we call brain food. Brain food doesn't mean you eat, okay, to support your brain. No. All warmers, including the visitors, they will pick up few questionnaire. Either be critical questionnaire or it's been business questionnaire. And they're going to ask each other. That's how we train our warmers. And all this questionnaire, okay, is very, very valuable. Because why? It's business related questionnaire. And that's why if you ask any of the warmers, they go to any networker, they don't care. They're going to ask you a lot of questions. Okay? So this is the first problem we face. Next, stay focused. It's stated that practice your messages and be specific. Be clear on the problem you solve and remember your call to action. When you talk to someone, you got to be very specific. You know, when you go to networking, it's a strategy, it's a plan. You must plan who you want to meet, what kind of people you want to meet, who's your target business owner that you want to meet. If you don't have a plan, you're going to fail. You end up just moving around. So you must stay focused. The moment you saw the person that you are targeted, you must focus. But of course, you must ready with the question to ask the person. Okay? This is the important one. What we're sharing: build lasting relationship to yield a return on your engagement. Yield your return. This is your RON. Return of networking. People always thought of what ROI. Whatever I do, how much I can get back. Networking doesn't work that way. That's why when you think of ROI, what happens when you go to networking, what do? You sell. Right? I want to sell. I hope that these people can buy my product. Or these people will help me sell my product. Am I right? But you got to ask yourself, are you willing to help the person? Are you willing to help the same thing? Sell the person product or market the person product? Honestly, most of us, we won't. Agree? We won't. Okay? So next, this is a very important thing. Target your market. When you go networking, you also have your target market. Okay? Set goal, research before networking, see the big picture and interact with the whole room to find your target market. That's why it's all about planning. It's not just going in, okay, without any target market. When you do your business, do you have your own target market for your business? Yes. So what makes you think that networking you don't need target market? You're going to lose a lot because you doesn't know who you're going to meet. It could be someone ready to pump in maybe 1 million to you. Not rupiah, dollars. Okay? It's true. So every networking you go, you must plan, and part of your plan is you must have a target market. Now, this is the one that I told you earlier. Even you found the target market, what you need to do next? Follow up. Most of us, or most of entrepreneurs, business owners fail in following up. They fail. And you didn't know if you can build a relationship with that person, you wouldn't know maybe 3 years from now, it could be your potential investor. You don't know. Or you assume, this fella, no need follow up. Never underestimate anyone in business and never assume. Okay? Now the last one, help others. For warmers, we love this because this is ingrained in us right now, the culture. Okay, focus on giving versus getting. A lot of us, we just want to get, but we don't want to give. Yesterday, you see a lineup of speakers here, including Zim. You know, these are the people they give first. They're helping others. There's a lot of ways to help others. And this business is the most opportunity you have to help others. Then only you can grow. Okay? So, serve others first, avoid hard selling. There's a difference between selling and marketing. Do you know that? There's a lot of difference. But I'm not going to that because that topic will come in next. Okay? And you're going to learn about marketing next. Okay? So, now, what's the benefits of networking? Maybe most of us, we don't see the value, right? You don't see the benefit. Some even thought it's a waste of time. Okay? We have a lot of success story from root warmers, where the root warmers members, when they go into networking, they get connected, and the business just fly. Today we have one in Batam. Okay, I think it's not here. He's busy with his business. Okay, those of you who have met Kuhan, you met Kuhan, right? The light guy. You know, he was busy outside right now trying to help some of the Batam's connection. 18 appointments. See, this is a leader. He's leader. 18 appointments, right?
Yeah, as of yesterday, he had 18 appointments. They are back to back, 2 each, and he has to stay extra 3 days just to fulfill. And he's looking for joint. He's not looking. He has been offered joint venture in Batam, in Singapore. Yeah, for his light therapy. Congratulations, Kuhan.
It's not here. But this is the product of root warmers. He only joined root warmers, if I'm not mistaken, less than a year. What? About a year plus. And you see, we bring our warmers how to network, not only internally but externally. Okay? And you see, it's not here. It's not even have time to be here. You know, because business is so good. Okay? So, what's the benefit of business networking? This is just a few I'm going to share with you. Okay? That's why I mentioned earlier, effective networking is a skill. Okay? That once you learn, you can use it throughout your life. Sometimes you network not only because of business. That's why you see earlier, right? What you want from networking. It could be you're looking for jobs. You need to network. Okay? Or whatever various reason. So, the benefit, the main benefit, okay, principal benefit, generating exposure for you and your business. That's why the warmers, we train you how to be visibility. How to be visible. If you look at root warmers, when they talk or they present themselves with any networking, they will stand up. Because that is the fastest visibility you will get. If you didn't realize, yesterday morning, when we do introduction, all of you without realize is doing your introduction in 4 words. You realize that? The night before that, you see, we got so many people talking about themselves. Can you introduce yourself, sir? Oh yeah, my name is so and so, I'm doing this, okay, I'm doing that. But the second day, that morning when we say, can you introduce yourself? Everybody introduce in 4 words. Your name and what you do. It's all. Because other than that, people can meet up with you and catch up with you later. So simple. People doesn't know you yet. They don't want to listen to you what you do. As much as they just want to know what kind of business you do. For example, myself. Okay? My name is Rosli, right? But you saw at the end there's a Leo. That's my branding name. Okay? So normally when I introduce myself, Leo, Debt Solution Strategies. Done. You know what happened when you stand up? Leo Debt Solution Strategies. Someone will scribble, oh, this guy doing debts. I'm looking for these top people. They will write down. That's all. Short, sharp. But the moment you introduce yourself, I'm Leo, I'm doing debt solution, I'm trying to help many people like that. They lost, they don't know what you do. Okay? Next, building strong trust relationship and rapport. In networking, you don't just build relationship, but you must build strong trust relationship. Okay, sharing ideas with others, and of course, problem solving. We are in a business where we solve problems. It's not only problem to the consumers, but we also must learn to solve problem of our fellow entrepreneur. We must get together. That's why we are here. Do you see any consumers here? Any consumers?
Consumer, more consumer.
But most are business owners. So why are you here? We need to help each other. That's how we network, right? We don't sell. Okay, next. Developing business partnership, referral and sales lead. That's what happened to Kuhan. Just 3 days. I was busy outside. Okay, voice business, and he could be building up business partnership. Next, become recognized as an expert in your industry. When I first joined Warmers, this is what was told to me by the founder, to all the Warmers. You know, market is very, very competitive now. Am I right? There's no business that you start, only you alone will survive. That was years back ago. The moment you start something, someone will do something similar to you. It's very competitive. But again, you need to be the expert in your industry. So last, increase sales efficiency, and of course, reduce sales generation costs. Okay? So, now, what we have said just now, right? On the what, the how, everything. So what is the key problem of networking? It's because you doesn't know about people. Networking is all about people. We are dealing with people. From yourself to your staff, to the consumers, to your supplier, it's all about people. Okay? It's all about people, people, people. Look at this. McDonald's are the people business, are in the people business serving hamburgers, not in the hamburgers business serving people. All businesses are in people businesses, whether they like it or not. It's not retail engineering manufacturing, but people. From day one, when we listen to Pak Budi, it's all about people. And before I close up this thing, no matter how much technology we use, sorry, those who are in the IT, we are still people working with people. Okay? This by Cat Nasser, the people skill coach. We must connect to lead. A smile will still speak volumes, right? Understanding each other opens opportunities. Great service is still expected. And lastly, our people skill close the gap and the deal. Okay, so develop and grow your network. Change your mindset. How can I help? What can I give? Create visibility. Build a personal brand, set goals for networking activities, meet people, okay? Create a diverse network. This is very important. Contribute to charitable and community cause, okay? Attend events, find mentors, okay? Get a coach. Networking is a skill you must learn. So, to close up, to end up the thing, can I get ready to stand up again? Visible. First, visible. This morning, we said, I am networking, right? Now, turn to the person next to you. Turn. Okay. You're going to say this while shaking hand. Hello, I am networking. We're going to do it together. Okay, just one time. 1, 2, 3. Hello, we are networking. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, if you want to get connected to me, that's my WhatsApp. And I hope to see you anyone. Thank you very much again.
Yeah, again a big applause to Mr. Ron Rizali. Last but not least, so before we have a lunch together in a seafood restaurant, Golden Crown, there will be also transportation provided by the committee. Is it? Yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah. So we'll prepare everything before you leave. Also, you have to make sure that next presenter from Matahati Institute. Let's give a big applause to Miss Elmi Sideon.
Thank you, Mr. Mulia. Maybe I take this time to properly introduce our MC, Mr. Mulia Alianbar. He's one of our volunteers. This is how the way we run this event actually. So he is actually an engineer manager at a big company as well. So we are all voluntary. We all have like Mr. Johnny from engineering guy as well. So he is really humble, help me to become a superior. He can help to pick up all the guests as well. So I thank you all my team, my volunteer team today, on behalf of the whole organizer team as well, and on behalf of myself for the Matahati Foundation to be the official organizer for this event. I really thank for my friend Johnny as well. Okay, our really humble person is a lecturer to a big university here as well, Johnny Budiman. Okay, and Lydia is going to airport now to send Mr. Sunil back to Jakarta, and Aulia as well, Arsa, a few of my friends as well. I forgot. Okay. And thank you, Trident. You are here now. Okay, all right. So I not really say, but just try to wrap up the whole event and sharing a bit the story of it. And we just take about, I think, 15 minutes the most. Okay, and sharing a little bit, maybe what we're going to be the next after this. And after this, like Mr. William sharing about, then we do the check out first. Check out, then we go to heading for lunch after this. Okay, of course, we have to feel very grateful. Thanks God for everything. Because of the God blessing, we are here all today in a very good condition. And I hope that Sarah will already arrive safely at Malaysia. He's flying today. He come here with not very well. I was just quite worried about him actually. Yeah, hopefully he's getting better and arrive safely at Malaysia. Okay, so. Okay, so the whole event, the whole idea of this event, I just summary up in this one slide. So this one slide, you see that the whole picture here, the people, all the panelists, the speaker, the facilitator, from different kind of background, different kind of race. Actually, this is a whole picture, the message we try to send out. So that's why we call the Unity in Diversity. So the people have a different background, from the senior to the youngest one, and I forgot, I didn't put a lady of the governor, but there's another aspect of the government side. There's the whole idea that we are trying to bring the whole stakeholder. Because we are Batam, it's easier to get close to the government side because we already have been the kind of level with them. So I thought that, okay, better than maybe next step in Singapore, Mr. Rahul or anybody can do the same, right? Yeah, so that's how we bring from the level. Because to be honest, sometimes the big organization they think that this kind of event is not related to tech, some the kind of mindset. But again, we start doing that. We are trying like to be in the middle, to be the building the bridge. So the whole idea of this RBB study event actually is like to build the bridge. So because there's some that at high level, sometimes they're reluctant to go to the grassroots area. But again, you need to build the whole thing, the whole line. So that's why we put it away, the friendship event, share cultural unity, and connect to collaborate. So this is the whole story, why we put it the 3 sentences. And on the bottom here, we make it connecting resources. Yeah, that's okay. Connecting resources for greater Asian community. So we're heading for the higher part of it. So we're involving more countries. So that's why I invited Mr. Budiman go. I know his network. Mr. Budiman. He owned a factory, a big factory in India as well, actually. Yeah, Ray and Ray, he's all my old friend as well. So that's why we are building the people. Mostly they know me already. So it's easier for me to talk to them. Okay, can you come to support? So that's how we build the whole foundation for this network. Okay, so the content, that what you try to, just last night actually Mr. Alex was told me, your program was quite tight, but amazing, right? Yeah, it was like a no-brainer. It's a long, but I feel grateful that until last night we stayed until where yesterday. Yeah, after finishing we're still discussing and having more. I think we are leaving more than 10 plus, is it? 10 plus something. Yeah, so I hope that everyone enjoy and benefit from this meetup. So this is the summarize, and we hope that you get inspired to grow yourself, your business, your career, relearn for better asset, mindset, and the skill set. So the why we put it why on the first day, we put a title is for business and life wisdom. So we know that we need to build the asset part. And that's why we're sharing some, taking the highlight of the some wisdom, like on the second day, we put the business wisdom from Ms. Julie, Balili, Budima, Seth Alwi. Some business wisdom is not only the technical part only. Right? I know Sicily background, right? This is a long process, and when we speak based on the experience, it's totally different, right? Totally different. We are talking about the technical things alone, but when you're sharing the story based on your own experience, the power, the spirit, I feel it's be totally different. So that's why when I learn about Suli, I feel this is the one I would like to bring in as I contact Suli. But a story is very, looks like so coincident, but it's not. It's some kind of destiny. That's what I believe. I actually know about Shuli at the Connecting Women group, which is I don't really very active in that group, but I saw the profile, I just recall it. From the few people, I just simply get connected with her. Yes, and very funny, on the day I'm going to Singapore for the Data Driver event, remember that, Steve? That's the day I met you for the first time. So she texted me actually on that day, hey, I'm in Singapore actually. I was quite surprised, okay, because on the day I was in Singapore, I said, hey, she texted me on the day I was in Singapore. So I feel that, okay, this is some kind of connection. We didn't know that how far the things are going to develop in the future, but let's just enjoy and flow with it. So with the mindset, the whole program that we have on the yesterday, and the skill set, and Pabudi, the Pabudi experience is, I know the very well. Yes, I know the very well. We be the part of the movement. I know Emmy, almost every day he is on traveling. Yes, like Pabudi told me, Emmy, I have been very long, I haven't go home. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate very much because you have a very tight schedule to come down. Yeah, just for this event. And that's why in the very beginning I told you, it's not about the 10 minutes, about the 15 minutes, but there's the spirit that bring all the world along to be here. So it's not about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I know your expertise is more than that. Yeah, right? But because unfortunately we only have that time, right? We try to accommodate, but when we try to build a network, that's my personal thinking. When we try to build a network, we like to lay down the foundation. We need to have enough people, like-minded people, to make the power, and then we can make it, expand it, the secret, and we have the power to make the changes. So if like I follow the Leo suggestion, if people ask me, okay, Amy, how would you like to introduce yourself? I would just say that, okay, I will be more be a social change maker. That's my passion. That's my entire life. My partnership, my partner in the foundation of Matahati is also, we are on the business, we are in the social service for many times, but mostly 2/3 of our life will be in Nepal. So that's why my colleague will be there, even though we have other business, but my passion will be on that part. So that's the summary of the whole summit. Maybe after 3 days, or experience, it can more clearer what's all this about. Yes, that's it. Mr. Alex told me, Elmi, after tonight, I just realized, I just really get connected what you mean. Mostly because he just know by Mr. Andrew. Mr. Alex actually is Mr. Andrew friend. So I like to thank Mr. Andrew as well for recommending Christopher, Roman Christopher and Mr. Alex as well, so to be part of this. And he's at Chechnya, is it? He's at Chechnya now, right?
Yes.
Andrew, yeah, so he cannot come and join us. So, okay, I will just do a very quick introduction about the Mata Hari Foundation. This is a very opening for all of you maybe who can anywhere, anyhow, we can collaborate in the future. So the focus of the Mata Hari Foundation will do the movement on the Social Innovation Center. It's all about local community development, and we will start the project at Batam. So all we do is just, we'll go for the humanity values, humanity project. So this is the journey of the Mata Hari. We start actually at 2006. We are actually a community. Community actually is a more like spiritual community actually. Spiritual community network where people are sharing their personal experience and kind of thing. So, but after that, we realized that when we are talking, we cannot talk about the spirituality when our people are so much hungry. So we need to go to the other part, how to understand the overall the human life things. Yeah, so we set up the foundation, and for the first time we run an education program for the teacher, for the kids, that part. But we don't really do a lot of public event actually. Actually, this is the first public event we did. After 6 years, we never do the public event. The last one will be 2012. But we do a lot of more personal one, and it all our own social services. It's a nice I get paid. Do mostly the personal, mostly do by partners. My partners. Me more to the volunteer on the SME side. So we did that one. So then finally 2018 we decided to start this Social Innovation Center project. After 6 years of many kind of research, we experience ourselves, we do the investment ourselves as well. We get a very many experience working with many kind of project in terms of SME. So you get a whole picture of how we're going to run and build another business model that maybe I cannot say that it's a work because we haven't tried it, but because it's totally new. So we will try to do it. Hopefully it will work best and benefit more people to all levels and can bring more people all in together. So if you're asking me about Mata Hari, actually we have two. We have a Mata Hari more. We're planning to serve for the corporate level, but not really yet because we don't start it as for a business initially, but we plan to do it. But they will be mostly handled by my partner in Jakarta now. Myself, I'll be handling the foundation. So that should be all. What we do is all about life balancing. So we actually not really about the SAP service or that kind of thing, but all the, if ask what Mata Hari do, actually, that's all about. So we focusing on human technology development. So for more than 20 years, we do a lot of internet research. So I told Mr. Steve yesterday, this year we are going to make it an official research. We're going to make how the things work, the human behavior, how they make the business. If we run it that way, you can get a better result on everything. So we are going to make everything official and do the research in very well. So we have a right data to show the people this is the better way to do it. So because now it's unofficially, so people are always asking, okay, how is it they need the real data? So we will just start it and make it happen. Okay, this is about so this is an initiative that we designed to support the local community development by blending all the resources, the knowledge, experience, capacity from all stakeholders. This is why we want to bring the government side in, because that's the part government would be playing a very big role to that to this area. So because we are going to deal more to the grassroots area. And this is all the mission about. We'll be going to help people for a better quality of life through the people and business development. And the whole mission is about growing people. Yes, again, we put the people in the first place, and the second then the business, and then we can serve the society better. So this is, I quite inspired by Mr. Siki Prahalat, the India professor in the United States. He built a concept that how we're going to eradicate poverty through the profits. I feel that this is the more concept that aligned to myself, because the poor people, we don't forget their dignity, because they're all human. Yeah, it's not because that's the way. We're not going to start with a big group and not, but we can just start through a person. We try to tackle, we focus into the people that would like to transform. When they make it, they will be the agent of a social change, the mission. We have to take from them. We cannot just go to them, and because we are totally different goal. Maybe to them, to us maybe no, but to them we are different. Like Mr. Lily mentioned about, there's a lot of resistance. This is what we learn as well, because we go to the village as well. I traveling with my partner all over Indonesia, many places, go to the south area, we experience a lot. We don't do it officially, but we go there, we interact with so many people, all kind of level, to president, to the grassroots people. With that's why that's how we come out, so why we build up a new business model. So this will be the focus, a people and solution focused approach, and this is what we believe, no matter who we are, there's a way for us to serve society. It just depends which way we like to serve, right? Because of course everyone would not do the same thing. It's depend on our own calling, like Sis Musida is doing for the refugee. It's something how we connected. This is why I said it got it very fair, right? Not everyone do the same. There's no point. There's how that we connected, that you collaborate, and make the whole ecosystem running in the way it should be. That's it to me. Okay, so we are opening for everyone. So this is what we're going to do. This is the 4 services that we're going to provide. So we are going to supporting SME because we see that is the major problem, that the social problem, and they can help to solve the social problem. We try to do the movement as SME, but we go to the micro business as well, not only the SME to go to corporate level, but there will be the small micro business as well. So we call it the SME Business Support Center. So we will collaborate with so many people after this, not saying Matati alone, no. Okay. Then that's with the key. I just speak up and okay. This is Palukita. Actually, the chairman. They actually last April they just launched a program that they call 7 Go. And actually, the 7 Go, I was just quite surprised actually. The 7 Go actually representing the whole spirit, the whole concept we are building for the Matahati project actually. So yes, that's amazing because the government, I didn't know government want to launch that. But as the mission for the 7 Go, the launched by the Mr. Palukita, because he just become the chairman of the BP just few months only. So he launched on April and for the program, and it just happened to become so in line with us. And that's how it works. Okay, I just keep up. Okay, the most part I want to share is this one. This will be the very open platform. Whoever, anyone can be involved, right? We will share it officially. So this will be the kind of project we will build like a village. Maybe about 5 acre is mean 5 acre, 5 hectare, 5 acre. We plan to build it in a 5 acre land. So it will be the whole community. They will become the first pilot project. This is going to be the community partnering project. So it's not owned by Matahati, no, but maybe 50% we keep it at a part to ensure the management running right. By part of it, we offer it to the whole community. So this is like owned by the community. So they are the owner. Right? When they are their owner, then the participating will be different, right? That's what it will be. So when you belong something, of course you care more, right? So that's what we do. So I learned a lot. I studied many projects, what my family is doing, one of the Texas is building a community for the, not the refugee, but the homeless one. The homeless, very good, not at Texas, one of these, I got a video at Texas, Australia, Texas. So they build a community for the homeless one, and they accommodate and build like a really good example that exactly the spirit that we want to do it at Matahati project. You remember that? Yes, exactly. Yeah. But our project is different, but the spirit is the same. Okay. So when we are talking about the entrepreneurship, I always believe in this. Yeah, I always believe in this. Everyone is an entrepreneur. We born with that. That's right. So that's why actually I'm one of the founder of Entrepreneur Association. We will few of my colleagues who are not a very national speaker actually. But again, because I always think that we cannot be entrepreneur, do an entrepreneurship campaign and put down you're not good if you are employee. It just doesn't match. Because this is not the nature work doesn't work that way, right? I think like an employer or an employee is like a mutual supporting system. It's like an ecosystem. You cannot say that our boss and we are like high, that you cannot do it that way. And we are entrepreneur and we are like at a higher level. No, it's not. This is just the way we are flowing, we are doing the serving. It's like all the keyword is just the serving, not more than that. Just different. The only difference is who we serve and at which level we serve. So we can start serving ourselves, our seeker, our family, and but we can go to the higher level. I will serve for a country, serve for the humanity level. Yeah, of course, we serve our God. That's the top level one. So this will be a simple movement. Will start very soon. So it's like why we call it a group of practice, because we know that we all know what the kindness, what the everything. We know the whole theory of kindness. But the problem is that why not everyone do it, right? We know that. We know everyone, all of us. We don't have to teach all the theory of kindness. But why not everyone do it? That's the question, right? So that's why we decided, okay, all we have to do is a group of practice. And while we share it, this is the 3 pillars we're going to share it. And what we call it, we will share it in an ebook. We share it in an ebook, a simple ebook that every day everybody can practice about it. And the foundation is just about endless love. We have the selfless action when we do something, and that's why we start with the very first key point with the zero complaint. Zero complaint is not about you didn't complain anything in your mouth, but it's in your heart as well. You don't complain in your heart, anything not good happen, not everything happen not up to our expectation, we don't complain. Right? We simply accept and we flow in with that. Then the response, the reaction is totally different. That we experience it. Because we have been putting this in practice, we put ourselves in like the whole laboratorium, how we react to the things. That's why this is the things that we want to share. So that we summarize it. And the second thing is about the breathing. Why we share about this zero complaint as the first thing that we have to put into practice. When we cover the zero complaint, then we get more clarity. We get more clarity on seeing the things. Then after that, we can realize that we're talking about the breathing. Okay? The breathing is a very simple example that shows us how the abundance is. Right? If I say, okay, breathing is it, in and out. It's just, if you like, just hold it. You just keep. If we just keep breathing in, how is this? We die, right? We cannot. We can hold it. Right? It is just a very simple natural law they show us. There's always time to give. Yes, we can give always, but we take, right? It's a normal human nature law. Yes, we take from people and then we give away. And this is the whole thing flowing. That's why I was believing in flowing. Of course we can take. They're not saying that we only give. It's not balanced as well. So for us, the key word will be the balancing word. So again, we take from other people, and maybe some way we give them away. So we don't take and then we just keep. That's not balance. So that's the whole concept. This is the whole concept about abundance to us. It's very simple. And at the end, and the most important thing, if we really go aligned to the law, the natural law, we will see that we go to the servanthood. If you don't do anything in the servanthood, you're not really aligned to that law. Yeah, to the natural law. Yeah, that is just very simple. Even no calling every day in our life, like Sister Suri is doing, in everything, the focus center is only ourselves. We don't align with the balancing law. Yeah. It's naturally, it's not saying it's Matahari law. No, it's about balancing natural law. That's it. That to us is very simple. So we will publish a simple ebook describing the experience that we doing as well with other people so far, and in the summarize it very simple, so everyone can put it into practice. And we want to do it in officially research. Yeah, so how after they practice it, they can share their experience with us. This is just very simple. Yeah, so that's all about from us, and this actually become the spirit for us to run this project, coming project. So we will start next month. That's why actually when I found Rahul, I just quite feel great because I see what you do as well, and your Singapore community community. That's the way actually we're doing start in Batam, and we'll be involving a lot of local people here as well, because in our group actually we have so many speakers as well. So we have a list, the whole thing. So like we are trying to bring it together, and after we fix something that we can bring other people to come. That's what we want to do very soon. So again, why we running this RBB summit? We are so close. First thing, we are so close, right? When we are talking about ASEAN community, if the other part maybe a little bit far away. So this will be so close. We just started, like, I give an example. When this thing works, people will come. Yeah, definitely, you can benefit something. When people can feel the benefit, everyone will come. That's it. Maybe, okay, that's all about from me. Thank you very much. Okay, I hope I didn't hold your time. Okay, it's 12:45 already. Sorry for the long. Okay, then we wrap up for today. Once again, on behalf of the Untitled Foundation and the organizer, I would like to thank Madam Claudia for the idea and inspiring and